Welcome all. Welcome for the today's one of the important session in the area of IP. Today we have a very eminent guest along with us, Dr. Unnat Pandit. Welcome, sir. Welcome for the session. Uh, as a part of the introduction, if I say Dr. Unnat Pandit is a professor of IP, innovation and entrepreneurship at Jawaharlal Nehru University and currently serving as a controller general of patent, design and trademark at DPIIT, Government of India. Formerly, Professor Pandit served as a Dean of Atal Bihari Vajpayee School of Management Entrepreneurship at JNU, and he served as a Program Director at Atal Innovation Mission, Niti Aayog. Professor Pandit was also a member of IPR think tank constituted to draft the national IPR policy of the India. Dr. Pandit also worked as a OSD to Commerce and Industry Ministry, Government of India. Dr. Pandit was also head IP in the pharma industry. If you look towards his professional and academic career, he is a member of Innovation Committee constituted for CSIR under Ministry of Science and Technology, Government of India. He is a member screening and expert come external monitoring committee for ongoing CSIR project. He is also a member of SAC for Women Scientist Scheme under Women in Science and Engineering Knowledge Innovation in Research Advancement through Nurturing Wise Kiran division, which is one of the division of DST, Minister of Science and Technology, Government of India, which is implemented through TIFAC. He is also one of the board member of Forum of Indian Traditional Medicine in RIS established by Ayush Ministry, Government of India. He is a board of governing member at GTU Ahmedabad. Overall, he has served in academic, industry and bureaucratic role in building Indian IP ecosystem. Along with the IP ecosystem, he has contributed thoroughly in innovation and entrepreneurship ecosystem also. So I welcome Dr. Unnat Pandit sir. Welcome for this today's session. Welcome. So Dr. Pandit, as you know, we in India, lots of young bloods, young generation is working towards innovation, entrepreneurship ecosystem. While working in this innovation and entrepreneurship, they are also equally excited for the IP related ecosystem also. And under your app leadership, I also feel that the IP ecosystem has evolved a lot. So with this reference, my first point or the question to you is, what is this overall IP ecosystem and why it is important for the students and startup, specifically the Indian student and Indian startup? I want your view, sir.
See, intellectual property is important, something which is getting ignited out of our creative utilization of our human intellect. And wherever the creative utilization is happening, we are bound to create or innovate something new. And on this, something which is new coming out of this, it has the intellectual property. It's one of the intangible asset which later on one can monetize also. But something which out of utilization of our creative skill, innovative skill, if we are contributing to the society and the country, then somewhere the recognition is required to be offered to such creators and inventors. And this recognition is offered through the intellectual property right. Students who are doing several projects during their academic career, and out of that project many students come out with the business idea, translating this intellectual work to the commercial utilization. So IP with the commercial utilization is innovation. Of course, few people may know that I am going to too much of a basics, but when I am interacting for the students and explaining them the IP, I prefer to go to their level and try to explain the IP and innovation. And we all know that India is marching towards the Viksit Bharat. And these 2 decades are Amrit Kal. In this Amrit Kal, the students and young generation of our country are going to realize how the Viksit Bharat should be. what as a Viksit Bharat we aim to achieve, and how we are going to realize this dream of Viksit Bharat, which me, you, and the young generation wants to see. By 2047, Viksit Bharat means what? We should address all the challenges through innovative solution design. And while we are trying to offer this innovative solution design, we are going to create the intellectual property. And that's why the protection of this intellectual property is important. And that's why I thought that this is the point of the current era, and we should sensitize the students about the intellectual property, specifically the students who have an aim to become an entrepreneur or startup CEOs. For them, the IP is important element.
Very, very truly said, sir. The startup CEOs and the overall contribution from this young generation. While I'm saying that this young generation is very excited towards the IP ecosystem and IP, sometime this is for my new listeners who are attending this session for the first time from the student community. Sir, what are the different components of the IP? We heard that in IP there are multiple components are there, like patent, trademark. So I just wanted to understand for my new listeners, what are the different components of this IP? Yeah.
While we are trying to utilize our creativity and innovation, as I have shared earlier, that we are creating the intellectual property. And this intellectual property is having a different types. Like we are trying to address the scientific problem solving. Then we are trying to utilize the IP tool, which is called a patent.
Okay.
When we are trying to give the name to this product which is coming out of this scientific research, then that name is a trademark.
Oh.
If the product is having a unique design which has the industrial applicability, then it will qualify for the design protection.
Correct.
And if this design is going to be utilized, say as on a miniature model, then it qualifies for the copyright protection. If it is going to be commercially utilized, then the design registration will be required. The manual which is prepared to explain this product will qualify for the copyright protection. And if it has the integrated circuit, then integrated circuit rights. The community who is trying to use their ancient traditional knowledge or products which they are manufacturing through a traditional knowledge, this can also get qualified for the geographical indication. So these are the variety of IP protection which is available, accessible. One unique IP, if somebody is working in a novel seed creation, then the plant varieties right is also there. This is coming under the Ministry of Agriculture, but remaining other IP comes under the ambit of a DPIIT under Ministry of Commerce and Industry. And all these IP rights are administered by the Office of CGPDTM. Name is bit complex, but Controllers General of a Patent, Design and Trademarks, and Registrar of Copyright and Geographical Indication, and Integrated Circuit Rights. So this is something, all tools are available, accessible. It's high time that we try to nurture the young minds to innovate, to create a novel solution on the problem area where India is facing the challenges. And wherever the IP is there, they should try to protect it.
Oh, that's very fantastic and very simple elaboration you gave, sir. I don't think this could, more than this can be a very simple answer. The way with the simplicity and the short form you replied. So what I understood from your reply is against the idea, there is something IP protection for every students. Whatever the ideas the students and the startups are carrying depend on their modality. They can certainly go for the IP protection, whether it is in terms of patent, whether it is in terms of a trademark, whether it is in terms of IC integrated circuit protection, whether it is in terms of a GIS, like that. Okay. So along with this question, sir, I have one more subsidiary question. If any student or startup with this reference would like to apply, where he or she can apply? Do we have any specific portal where they can apply, or they need to send any post? They need to send the application by post. So whether it is an online mode or offline mode. If it is an online, then any name of that portal, sir.
See,
How to apply means I'm just
yeah,
wanted to understand.
see in India, more than 98-99% IP filing is online mode. So completely faceless interaction with the IP office, and sitting in their chamber they can apply. But applying the IP application is bit complex. First, one has to learn whether there is an intellectual property in the research or not. In the creative, innovative work one has done, is there any intellectual property, and what kind of IP protection one can avail this.
Oh,
So we have tried to make these entire efforts digitized.
okay, sir.
So along with the World Intellectual Property Organization and the Intellectual Property Office under the DPIIT, we have collaboratively designed the IP diagnostics tool.
IP diagnostic tool. Acha,
This
what is this,
IP
sir?
diagnostic tool is a simple mode of self-analyzing
Oh,
in your research work, on in your creative work or innovative work. What kind of a IP is there? So one has to self answer the prompted questions, and based on the answers, the final report will get generated, which will explain that your research has a patent right, trademark right, copyright, or design right, or integrated circuit, or what kind of a IP your
correct.
research is having. This is absolutely freely available, accessible on the ipindia.gov.in website.
ipindia.gov.
Just one has to go and Google the
Acha,
IP diagnostic in IP India website.
acha.
This website will prompt them without spending even a single rupee.
Oh, very
You
good.
will come to know that what kind of a IP is there. Secondly, one has to also accept that this kind of a application is a techno legal document.
Acha,
Students know the technology,
correct.
but they don't know the legal aspect under the different IP acts like Patent Act, Trademark Act, Design Act, Integrated Circuit Acts. So, following the process which is defined in the different sections and rules, one has to apply for the IP right. But to make this entire exercise very simple, the IP diagnostic will explain them where the IP is. Now, if they have to further work on a targeted IP right, say there is a patent, then how to apply for the patent, and for how to apply for the patent, same on ipindia.gov.in, that is a intellectual property office website, you will find a list of a IP Mitra.
Acha,
This IP Mitra is a facilitator.
correct.
Government of India has identified the attorneys and patent agent who would like to volunteer their support to
Okay,
the academic institutions, startups.
okay,
They can identify the IP Mitra of their own choice. They need to simply explain that where the IP is and whether this IP qualifies for the protection or not. Say, as for patent, they will be required to have a preliminary assessment of a novelty, inventive step, industrial applicability.
good.
So, there is a program also which teaches the patentability assessment,
Correct.
and this assessment can be done preliminary by working on their own research,
Okay,
and this will identify that where the IP is and where they have to knock the right door. Sometimes we know that there is a IP, but somebody is knocking the wrong door, or at all there is
correct,
no door exist.
Correct, correct.
So this objective of IP office is to show them a pathway where they have to go and what is to be done, so that IP Mitra will handhold right from the identification of IP till the protection, and post protection also. If they want to license this IP, right, the Mitra friend will always be there
Exactly.
with their research to
So,
commercialize.
so these students can get the access of this IP Mitra, which is open in.
See, in last 2 years, we have increased the number of IP Mitra
Acha.
from around 490 to now 2200 IP Mitras are there.
2200 IP Mitra.
So almost a 4x increase in
Exactly,
the
exactly.
IP Mitra, and there is so much of a passion from the attorney and the agent
Acha.
that they should give there some time for giving back to the society.
Exactly.
Everybody has learned from somebody who has mentored them. So this is again a unique initiative, that how the IP Mitras can give back to the society, and they work with the nominal cost, which is also under the SIPP program, reimbursed by the DPIIT, and also the Kapila program under the Ministry of Education,
Yeah.
which is hosted under the MHRD Innovation Cell under AICTE.
Yes, it is.
That this program is also offering you the financial assistance.
Yeah, I was about to come to my next question with this, sir. I have some stats. I just read out those stats, and
Ji,
along
ji.
with these stats, I have some
Yeah.
points for you.
Yeah.
This financial year, sir, AICT has funded around 15,000 plus patents for higher education institutes, and the Department of School Education and Literacy is funding 1,000 plus patents for the schools. So with this thousands of 1,000 plus patent for the school and 15,000 plus patents for the higher education, how do you see this will help to create the overall IP culture or the IP ecosystem of our country, leading to the innovation index also? Because we have to look towards the innovation index where the IP is very proactively working.
See, innovation index is the macro reflection of the hard work which our creative researchers are doing.
Correct.
This hard work is going to result into the more number of IP filing.
Correct.
This time the WIPO has released the IP statistics of 2024. We have jumped 15.7%. We are among the only 6 countries who have a double-digit growth. And leading in a patent growth, we have a 3-digit growth. We are the only country who has a 3-digit of a growth in the patent grants.
Fantastic.
We have a 1,03,000 patents granted in the last financial year.
Fantastic.
We have a more than 92,000 patent filing. Means every 6 minutes, one research is seeking the IP protection in India. Means
Correct.
every such innovative research has the faith in the Indian economy to realize the commercial value of their research.
Sure,
And
sure.
that is important. That kind of a realization coming out of the academic research has a higher value. You may be happy to know that there is a 236% jump in the patent filing by the academic institution
Wow.
in last 5 years, and 155% jump in the IP protection to the academic institution.
Wow. This is certainly fantastic, sir.
And it is a very high time that we realize this potential in offering the commercial benefit to the industry.
Correct.
And for that, we need to have the awareness about the intellectual property. National Intellectual Property Awareness Mission is initiated by the Intellectual Property Office under the DPIIT in Ministry of Commerce and Industry. In last 3 years, we have offered the IP training to 23 lakh students. And if I include the academicians also, then around 1 lakh academicians, the youngsters who have passed out, graduated, but they have still availed the IP training. And this is the resulting effect of a 236% growth because of the NIPAM and the Kapila initiative.
Correct, sir.
This result is visible now. Since more than 5 years, these programs are run by the Ministry of Education and Ministry of Commerce and Industry. But realization is we can see the impact. Now it's a visible impact which is accessible.
Yeah, certainly, sir. Sir, this Kapila scheme is also one of the game-changing initiative of AICT, and with your guidance and Dr. Ilan, who is taking this scheme ahead, we found that more than 15,000, as I said, more than 15,000 patents have been supported for higher education institute, and 1,000 plus patent for the school. With this all awareness only, we can able to contribute to the overall innovation index of the India.
Pradeep ji, I would like to bring one intervention here.
Yes, sir. Please.
And to all the listener,
Yeah.
see, Kapila program is not just for the technical institutions which are affiliated to AICT.
Yeah.
This program is offering the support to all the academic institutions under the UGC and the AICT. All higher education institutions can get the support. Equally, the schools under Kendriya Vidyalaya, Jawahar Navodaya Vidyalaya, or any affiliated school board, state school board, or the CBSE, if you have your own IP, then 1,000 such IP, they have marked the fund allocation for the protection of IP under this Kapila program. And more than 15,000 applications can also get the financial support under this program. And you can amalgamate this with the IP Mitra program also. The token honorarium is also offered under the SIPP program. So, in nutshell, there is no fund crisis. Entire support and backbone ecosystem is created by the government of India. If you have a IP, then there is also the backbone support of an incubation ecosystem under the Atal Innovation Mission and Department of Science and Technology, Department of Biotechnology, MSME Ministry is also offering this. The real challenge is to work on the problems which is surrounding to us and find the innovative solution, design this innovative concept to the commercially applicable prototypes and use this prototype for the commercially sellable goods. That is the real challenge. And I think there you can contribute in bringing the glory of Viksit Bharat. विकसित भारत तभी बन सकता है जब हम सब साथ मिलकर भारत की समस्याओं के ऊपर बौद्धिक संपदा प्रेरित समाधान ढूंढे और इस समाधान को देश के लिए, समाज के लिए प्रयोग करने का एक जुनून लेकर हम आगे अमृत काल में आगे बढ़े. I think that is the most challenging and game changing element in the entire journey towards the Viksit Bharat.
And truly 100% agree with you, sir. And with this reference only मैं आपको बता दूं कि स्मार्ट इंडिया हैकाथॉन जो पूरे इंडिया का इतना पॉपुलर सोल्यूशन ट्रैक है जिसमें ऑन द स्पॉट 36 आवर्स में सारे इनोवेटर्स, स्टूडेंट्स, स्टार्टअप्स मिल के काम करते हैं और उस प्रॉब्लम का जो समाधान है वो निकालते हैं. एंड विद दैट मोटिवेशन आल्सो, एज यू राइटली सेड, बिकॉज ऑफ दिस कपिला, बहुत सारे स्टूडेंट्स और फैकल्टी कपिला के हेल्प से, कपिला स्कीम के हेल्प से अपने अपने आईपीज को रजिस्टर करवा रहे हैं इन वेरियस मॉडलिटी, वेदर पेटेंट और कॉपीराइट, डिपेंड ऑन देयर रिस्पेक्टिव मॉडलिटी. So we will certainly look into this aspects also, and we will encourage our new Smart India Hackathon entrants also to take the help of this all ecosystem, IP ecosystem, and file the IP as much as possible. So
See,
that,
in Smart India Hackathon,
yeah,
say as a we are working on the problem statement,
correct,
and in a time bound manner we design the innovative solution. This
correct,
design element is offering us the IP, whatever the industrial design which we have tried to map it. This design has the IP element, and it can easily, very low hanging IP, which a university student or a college going engineering student or science student can avail the protection with the minimal cost also. So this kind of a protection, I think during academic journey, one student should at least have a 5-7 design protection,
correct, sir.
because they are working on their innovative project during their engineering studies and scientific research work,
Correct,
and they
correct.
bound to innovate some novel designs,
Certainly,
industrial design to be specific, and
certainly,
this
certainly.
is qualified for the IP protection.
Certainly, sir. Along with this patents and industrial design, we found that under Smart India Hackathon, most of the students and startup are also equally excited for the copyright. Can you throw some light on this copyright? How this copyright is relevant to the software category based ideas, and what is the overall nuisance value of the copyright for the new innovators? So, just some light on the copyright also.
See, copyright is a subject matter of a protection of a IT coding, which for one application, which as a student, as a IT savvy person, we are drafting, and this comes under the copyright protection. That means the person who were involved during the entire life, they enjoy this protection, and after this life also, for 60 years, this
Correct,
protection is available, accessible. This is the longest serving IP right,
correct.
and you need to, if the code is more than 20 pages, then first 10 pages and last 10 pages will be required to submit before the copyright registry. Application is also very simple, and this requires, and certainly we don't see the creative element here. We see that they should be complying with the Copyright Act and rules, and they can avail the registration of their copyright. Copyright is a voluntary right. One can opt this protection based on their need, but I appeal the students that you should equally have this copyright protection for your software related work. It also offers the other element of the art. During college days, somebody has written a jingle, somebody has written some creative piece, somebody has written some creative story, somebody has performed some drama. So all these performing rights and creative rights falls under the ambit of a copyright protection, and one can avail this. Visit the copyright registry website. Simple steps will be required to follow for protection of a copyright. They need to, and there is a guiding manuals which is available for how to apply for the copyright, and whether the creative piece qualifies for the copyright protection or not. Everything is in a very simple, lucid manner explained on our website.
Yeah, certainly, sir. Along with the student, we also found that many faculties or many researcher who are doing the masters or the PhD, somewhere at start or at the mid of their respective research, they need to come across some coding also, and how it is beneficial for those researcher and the faculties for having a copyright with them. Is it really relevant and having any weightage to the faculties if they file any copyright in them?
Certainly, see, again, this involves with the creative work of faculty and students. Protecting this creative piece is their moral right also,
Correct, sir.
and the moral right should come under the ambit of a protection. And under the SIPP program, the copyright protection is also available, accessible to the creative people.
Good, sir. Good. Now, sir, moving towards the trademark, we understood about the copyrights importance, patents important. Trademark is also, I feel that equally important in the IP ecosystem. So, how this trademark will be most useful for the startups? Because startup, when they start their venture, whatever the brand logo or the brand symbols they have, we encourage the startups to at least protect it, but very few startups knows about this trademark component also. So any view on this trademarks, how it is beneficial for the startups and students?
See, for startup, the journey starts with the innovative idea, and once we aim to commercially utilize this innovative idea
Correct.
for the business applications,
Correct.
then the business application start with the naming the business. How to name this business, and the name element and its protection comes with the trademark registration.
Correct.
And the tagline which is being utilized is also coming under the ambit of a trademark protection.
Correct.
Any vertical in the business, any product in the business, also naming them comes under the trademark ambit. So for student or any startup savvy youth, if they want to initiate, this is the first step in their entrepreneurial journey, to have the protection for the name of their product, name of their entity, and then once they have protected, it is easy to get the registration done under the Ministry of Corporate Affairs also. Registrar of Companies, if you have evidence of the trademark protection for the name, then you can, like Unnat Pandit, if I have availed the trademark protection with my name, then if I want to start Unnat Pandit and so LLP, so I will get the priority for getting my name registered as the business entity. And this is something which is important element to learn by the students and faculty. Now, Ministry of Education is also encouraging the faculties to establish their own startups.
Exactly, sir.
And while this startup journey starts with the faculty also, they will be required to have the protection of a trademark and also the other IP element which is bound with this.
Sir, as you rightly said, even Minister of Education and AICT is also encouraging the faculties to start their own ventures. Along with that, is there any other government scheme where the student startups can get maximum benefit related to the IP? Any other initiatives or the incentives related to the IP apart from the Ministry of Education? Any other schemes, if you know? Can you also throw some light on this?
See, these are the basic filing and protection comes under the entire both the Kapila program and the SIPP program.
Correct.
Which is through IP Mitra, this can be facilitated. But once the IP is aimed towards the commercial utilization, then the innovation and the incubation support is offered under the Atal Innovation Mission, the Department of Science and Technology, Department of Biotechnology, Ministry of MSME is also having the incubation initiative. We have more than 400 incubation centers established in our country, and each incubation center has a capacity to take care of a 25 to 30 minimum startups.
Correct.
And they initially handhold the creative people, innovative people to how to nurture their concept to the commercial journey. And initial handholding will be required as a mentor, as a guide, or as the support framework which is offered under the Government of India. And that's why we became the third largest startup ecosystem.
Exactly.
And student startup has always been a fascinating journey. If
Correct.
I may refer to the Atal Innovation Mission, then I have seen in Atal Tinkering Lab, students start nurturing their startup mindset from the school days and realizing this as a company establishment in the class 12 or initial phase of a bachelor's degree. And by the time they complete their master's education, they are the startup founder who have got the investment
Correct.
from angel fund or venture fund.
Correct.
So if student have the passion for the entrepreneurial journey, then no, there is no age bar. Even I know that there are faculties even after the retirement 58 years of age, a faculty establishing their startup, and at the age of 65 years the startup pitching happened, and this pitching has earned few crores of a investment into the journey. So even for the faculty, startup is the biggest motivation for the post retirement work. And we have so many examples in India. The 50 plus age bar with the rich experience, rich knowledge, and much advanced understanding about the business dynamics, they are the perfect match to the startup journey. So 50 plus startup, some program will be required to design for these people.
Exactly, sir.
They need a basic hand holding, but with the basic hand holding they can amplify the output in the startup journey. And next 2 decades I foresee that some kind of a framework is in need
Exactly.
to offer this support. This can be a 50 plus, same way around 35 40 plus age, where the graduate or postgraduate person has earned 5 7 10 years of experience, and now they want to realize this experience getting utilized for their own startup or entrepreneurial journey.
Sure.
So there is a need for this kind of a program. uh, Such programs can be made available, accessible, or if not the formal program, then the incubation center can support you in realizing your dream for entrepreneurship.
Yeah, certainly. Incubation centers' role is very pivotal, sir, in the overall growth of the innovation index also. Along with that, many students and startup, they used to ask me, sir, we would like to file the patent, we would like to go for the copyright, the integrated circuit related protection also. But we really don't know whether whatever the idea I am thinking, whether it has been already patented or protected somewhere or not. So, can you suggest any points, sir, where the students can understand whether their respective idea or the work for which they would like to go for the protection, IP protection, whether it is already patented or IP protected? Any platform we have where the students or startup can check whether it has been already patented or not?
See, there are commercial solutions which is available, but one has to learn
Correct.
whether whatever the concept on which you want to work for IP creation, this is already known into the public domain or not. And this will require the research, and this research element includes the IP search also. In our examination report, we have already started publishing the search string, and this search string is nothing but it allows the researcher to learn how to search the prior art.
Okay.
Patent cannot be granted for the ideas.
Correct.
Patent can be granted to the working solutions. And this working solutions may be as a prototype, or maybe the initial result produced through this prototype. All this will require the analytical ability. And as we learn the research publication, that how to draft the journal articles, research articles
Correct.
for a specific type of a journal.
Correct.
Same way, how to identify the IP, which is a patentable subject matter.
Okay.
It requires the training and grooming. And certainly there are various programs which got initiated under the Swayam portal also,
Correct.
about the what is the patent search
Search.
and how to carry out the patent search.
Patent search.
So for all the students and the academic institutions, I would like to make an appeal that make this program available, accessible to the students. Let them learn how to search the IP. Then they will find the gap where there is no IP protection, and still the problem solving is required to be designed and developed.
Sure.
Then the entire efforts are culminating towards the IP driven solution design.
Exactly.
And this IP driven solution design is requirement of a current era.
Oh, correct.
And academic institutions, faculties will require to nurture their students towards problem solving in their research work, having focus of a IP as one of the element. And IP driven solution design is the future for all the research outcomes.
Certainly.
And wherever the IP driven solution design is there is an intellectual property creation. And this IP creation will require to be protected by the different IP tools in the country.
And those, most of the IP tools are free in nature also, where I found that from one of the Swayam class, that there are some IP tools which are freely available, and the students and the startup can take maximum benefit of those free tools. In fact, along with the IP, these tools, on IP India website also there are some hyperlinks available where they can go for the patent search and all. So
see, the IP India website is offering the IP search, how this can be done on the IP India website. There is also a patent scope, USPTO, European Patent Office, Japanese Patent Office, and various other IP, ISA, 23 ISA countries, international search authorities are offering the IP search access. The search string, how this can be framed, this requires the creative framing or drafting this search string. And this search string will produce the targeted result.
Exactly.
So from the entire ocean, we need to find a one relevant drop of which is having the relevance to my research work. And this, which drop or which time and which element is useful.
Yeah.
That is again a matter of a skill and art. And this will be useful while drafting the IP application also, specifically for the patents.
Okay, sure, sir, sure. This is something interesting to understand for my new audience also. Sir, along with this, we also found that while working on the coding part, the students and the startups also would like to go for the copyright. So this mobile-based application related coding is also protected under the Copyright Act, sir?
Certainly, any kind of programming which is done by the researcher is a copyright subject matter. And even on certain specific type of software which is running only on the hardware support, and this hardware support and software support, combination of this two is resulting into the innovative outcome that will equally qualify for the patent protection.
Exactly.
So copyrighted certificate can also become patentable subject specific research and computer related invention.
True.
is also a protectable subject matter under the Patents Act. We
True.
have released the guideline for the computer related inventions, and with the changing dynamics into the CRI research,
Correct.
we are updating our guidelines also with the intervention of artificial intelligence, machine learning, and the kind of a research outcome which is being generated through the computer related invention. They are equally qualifying for the protection under the patents right.
Correct. Correct. So, last two questions for you, sir. We also observed that the bona fide student of any academic institution or the universities, while they're working on their respective project or their novel ideas, they file the patent or they file the IPs. While most of the cases, because the applicant is the academic institution or the university, the entire the IP goes in the name of the academic institution only, or maybe university only. Wherein I heard that your department under your app leadership, you have taken one new initiative wherein the contributors protection is also taken care of. So I would like to understand what is this initiative, sir.
See, recently we have amended the patent rules. Patent Amendment Rule 2024 came into the, notified on 15th of March 2024. Rule 70 is for the inventor.
Achha.
The inventor who are declaring that they are true and first inventor of the invention which is put forward for the examined by the patent office. And as per the rule 70, each inventor who has contributed, for which Indian Patent Office has given the granted patent, they qualify for the certificate of their inventorship.
Oh.
आविष्कार कर्ता प्रमाण पत्र भारत सरकार ये सभी अनुसंधानकर्ता को देता है.
Exactly.
Can the way and modes of getting this certificate is also very simple.
Achha.
They need to go on IP India website. They need to apply Form 8A,
Achha.
either physical mode or digital mode.
Form 8A.
Form 8A.
Okay.
And along with the prescribed fee, to my knowledge, online submission has a
Yes.
900 rupees fee,
Yes, right.
and physical submission has a 1000 rupees
1000.
fees. And with this submission of a form, they will require to refer their form 1,
Achha.
wherein name, address, contact details, email ID, and the basic information about their research which they have to furnish. And if in online submission, everything will get culminated into the backend support by our server.
Exactly.
And once the submission is done, they will get the certificate of inventorship.
This.
Generally, the patent certificate is given to the applicant, and
Correct.
in most of the time we have observed that applicant is the legal entity or individuals joining with the legal entity. But as the inventor, whatever the contribution which they have made, that is undermined. And in a patent certificate also, the name is appearing for the inventor.
Correct.
If they have not filed the Form 8, then inventors' names are not getting captured as such on the face of the patent certificate.
Oh.
So it becomes very difficult for inventor that I have invented something and my name is
Exactly.
in the application of this patent. But in registered patent, the patent certificate is not capturing their name.
So.
And now we have allowed this. Government of India wants to recognize the contribution made by the scientists, technocrats, in designing the
Exactly.
IP driven solution.
Yes.
And this is a unique initiative in the world
Correct,
where
sir.
certificate of inventorship, अनुसंधान करता प्रमाण पत्र भारत सरकार द्वारा दिया जाता है. And so many even inventors have applied for this and they have got the certificate of inventorship.
Yeah, I saw,
And
sir.
I would like to specifically mention here that if you have got the patent before 15th March 2024, then you can equally apply now the certificate of inventorship. And you will get a physical and the digital certificate copy, both
So
for this.
this is a really very game-changing initiative for the motivation of our entire student and startup community. I wish during my school days, my college days, if I would have got such type of initiative, then I would have also definitely filed some of the patents, because many students used to ask, sir, we would like to file the patent, but we are not getting any citation against our own work. So at least we want some citation so that we can say during our maybe interview or when we go for the technology transfer of our idea. So this initiative, and I must thank on behalf of entire student
Beyond,
community, sir.
Pradeepji, beyond this,
Yeah,
creating the IP
yeah,
is a great contribution to the society and the country.
exactly, exactly,
When I was a researcher in during my PhD days, I have
correct,
got a 4 patents.
exactly.
And these 4 patent on my PhD research work,
Yeah,
I have also faced that this is the
yeah, yeah,
patent on which my name is there.
yeah, yeah.
So with the patent certificate, I need to show the form 1 also, that see, for this application, this is the form 1.
Okay, okay.
And it is difficult. And how many times?
Hmm.
But this is a simplified solution which is available, accessible. And I know there
Certainly.
are few researchers who have more than 100 such patents.
Correct, correct, sir.
Imagine a beautiful wall painting with a precious colors and state of the art work,
Correct, sir.
and 100 patent certificate, 50
15.
patent certificate,
How
10
beautiful.
patent certificate on that wall,
Wow, how beautiful it is.
which has the precious contribution.
Certainly.
Naturally, the certificate of inventorship goes beyond any precious painting or any kind of a costly wall painting. So
Yes, certainly, sir.
I invite all the researcher to place your certificate of inventorship in your drawing room. It's our moral duty to motivate the next generation. Your grandson, your granddaughter, your neighbors will certainly recognize your contribution to the society and the country. Please place all the certificate of inventorship. Talk with the young generation about the research work which you have contributed while applying for this patent. This is the motivation. This will create a neonatal innovators, neonatal inventors, and their contribution will build the Viksit Bharat.
Definitely, sir. And I'll give one honest feedback. I've listened many suggestions, feedbacks from the student community also, and I must thank on behalf of entire Indian student and startup community to the IP head of India, Dr. Unnat Pandit, because the initiative which he took to offer the inventor certificate to the students who is actually contributing towards the patent is a really game changing, and I must thank to you, sir. Just last question.
Before we end,
Yeah.
See where the certificate of inventorship helps.
Yeah.
Another element which I have thought that when we are discussing on this, let me offer this to the students.
Sure, sir.
See, when you are going for the placement, then this certificate of inventorship will help you.
Yeah.
During your bachelor's degree or master's degree, whatever the research which you have done, now under Rule 24C, you can expedite this examination. Now we have a moderatory reduced pendency, and on 9 out of the 14 subject specialty we have near zero pendency. So you can get your patents granted immediately during your academic coursework. And if you have got your certificate of inventorship, the placement company will see that contribution which you are making. If you have 2, 3, 4 certificate of inventorship in your name,
I think
you can create your own brand value during the campus placement also. This element is evolving element. Now you foresee that I am talking so much ex tempo on the benefits or trying to sell this concept. No, in next 3 to 5 years you will see this change in the placement strategies by the academic institutions and the corporate demand also for this certificate of inventorship. Then you will realize the value of IP.
no, we 100% agree with this, sir, because even the recruiters also want to understand whatever the horse on which they are trying to bet, whether this horse is just an a tanga wala ghoda hai ya rugby wala ghoda hai. And the certificate of inventorship, when the student shows to the recruiter, I think half of the job has been already done at that time, because this is a clear cut proof of one's creativity. This is a
Certainly,
clear cut
certainly.
proof of one's talent, I would say. So numbers on a mark sheet is a one part, but certificate of inventorship on another side is a definitely a clear cut mandate and the proof of one's creativity, professionalism, out of box thinking, and most importantly, this is, I think, this should be the first identity of the engineer. So
As an engineer, industry builds the confidence
correct,
that this candidate has a better understanding on utilizing the knowledge towards the
correct,
problem solving.
exactly.
And this certificate of inventorship is evidence of your utilization of knowledge in problem solving. Nothing better than that, which convince the recruiter about your ability to solve the problem.
Definitely, sir. So, just last question. How do you advise for the first time innovators if they would like to go for the IP, and maybe they are a first year student, science students, engineering students, MBA students? If they are a first time innovators, what kind of an advice you can give to our student community for the first time innovators?
Students, I am directly trying to address you this, because connecting with the students and offering them the understanding on this, many a time we are undermining the potential in our own creativity. There is a IP, there is a innovation, there is a patent, copyright, trademark, or industrial design protection in the research work which we are doing. But we find this quite obvious, and this obvious element is somewhere putting us out of the IP pathway. We unknowingly disclose this in a public domain or in an exhibition or in any mode of accessibility from which people can use this knowledge free of cost. I think here we need to understand analyzing the potential in our research, and this potential can further be explored for the protection. Here I think first time and newbies make a mistake, but one has to learn of analyzing the IP from the research. जब छोटे हम होते हैं तो साइकिल पर हमने चलाना सीखा नहीं है, तो शुरू शुरू में कई बार हम गिरते भी हैं, लेकिन एक बार रिसर्च में आईपी एलिमेंट को या प्रॉब्लम सॉल्विंग अप्रोच को हमने अडॉप्ट कर लिया, आईपी ड्रिवन सॉल्यूशन डिज़ाइन को हमने सीख लिया, तब हम IP क्रिएट करना भी सीखते हैं। क्रिएट करने के साथ इसे टेक्नो लीगल एलिमेंट के माध्यम से वेरियस IP टूल्स के द्वारा प्रोटेक्ट करना भी हमें सीखना होगा। And this comes by the experience, this comes by the education, this comes by the awareness, this comes by learning the state of the art for protecting the IP. That
So,
is the message for the newbies, first time inventors, and they need the handholding of the experts. And that's why 2200 plus experts are listed on the IP India website, who are called IP Mitra. Earlier it was IP facilitator, but then the name change happened. Our honorable minister Shri Piyush Goyal ji has coined this name. Let's have a IP Mitra, because Mitra, when we hear, there is a friend. This friendship has a unique element to go beyond the facilitator, and this going beyond facilitation is something which is the relationship lasting for the entire IP journey, and this should get reflected as the supportive element from the government of India, and that's why the IP Mitra initiative.
definitely, sir. Just to add in from AICT also to support this IP ecosystem, we have initiated one new track called IP and technology transfer assignments, I would say, wherein we are also focusing on not only IP filing, but we are also thinking on how we can convert those filed IPs to the technology transfers for the
Certainly.
commercialization of the IP.
Yes.
Our honorable chairman of the AICT, the vice chairman of AICT, chairman Sitaram sir, vice chairman Abhay Jere sir, and member secretary also. They are very passionate about this IP and technology transfer related activity, wherein they are actually motivating, not only motivating, but they are actually very keen to understand how fast and how smoothly we can convert the Indian IPs into the technology transfers. And for that, we are taking lots of initiative also. With the flow, you'll also come to know about various tech transfer related activities from us. We would be happy to understand and share those insights, and would like to take some guidance from your side also for this
Sure.
tech transfer also.
So we have an active MOU with AICT
Exactly.
also. So it's a high time that all the energy should culminate towards the journey in Amritka
Correct.
and building the Viksit Bharat of what you have dreamed, what I am dreaming, what Pradeep ji is dreaming, and what the country needs. That is the whole efforts which will put in towards building the Viksit Bharat. In 20 years of our journey, if we analyze in 2047 what you have contributed in building the Viksit Bharat, we will have a great story to tell our next generation, and we will build the next generation also. Our contribution, our work, our research, our offering to the society while addressing their problems is the great contribution for each one of us. And I think that aim we should take while we are going through this Viksit Bharat journey. Thank you.
Definitely, sir. Definitely. So, dear friends, today we had a very fruitful conversation with Dr. Unnat Pandit. As I said, he thrown a very good points and the light on the various aspects of the IP ecosystem, how we can use the entire IP ecosystem of India, and how it is beneficial for the students and the startups, so to say. We come to know about the very new initiative of his that is called the Inventor Certificate also. So I would request all the student and the startup community of the India to take maximum benefit of those initiatives like Inventor Certificate and the various types of the IPs like patent, copyright, design, industrial design, IC's GIS, so to say. So with similar type of session in near future also we'll be coming up and we'll meet you for the session in the area of IP and technology also. Thank you very much. Thank you, Dr. Pandit sir.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Namaste.
Thank you. Namaste.